What would you give to get your life back? To really enjoy life again? Well, check out this 19-year-old that flew all the way from Florida and really started enjoying life again in 3 days. Hi, this is Dr. Ace Thayer, your YouTube chiropractor, presenting the best results on YouTube. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, go back and check that out because there's a lot of difference between part 1 and part 2. I have 2 questions today for you. First question, if you've been suffering for years, how important is for you to know that you're not nuts, that you do have a problem that can be fixed? Second question, this patient's been self-adjusting all his life, and he's been adjusted a couple hundred times. Yet in 3 days, in my office, he can stop. I'd love to hear your ideas on that. Share those comments and opinions about both questions in the comment section. Love you guys. See you guys next time.
Hi, Dr. Thayer here. This is David's x-ray video. You guys like to watch x-rays, and his is pretty screwed up, so I thought I'd show it to you guys on camera. First, we're going to get David's take on how he's been. He's had 2 adjustments so far. He had an adjustment 2 days ago, and I wish I could have adjusted him yesterday, but I wasn't in the office. Today, he's had his second one this morning. So, first of all, how did you do with the first adjustment?
Pretty good. I've been in the prior video. I've been a chiropractor my whole life. So, as far as getting my neck adjusted, didn't feel too out of this world because I've experienced it before. But come nighttime, I got pretty naturally tired. Around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, doesn't happen often, only up till 2 or 3 in the morning. And I normally don't have problems sleeping. It's just when I wake up, I don't feel really like I slept. I feel like I just was up the whole night, even though I wasn't. And then I went to bed.
You said that you normally have to drag your ass out of bed.
Yeah.
And what was it like the first night after I adjusted you?
The first night after adjusting me, I woke up and it was pretty fine. It was like not as much effort to try and pull myself out of bed. I got up and went on my day, and like he said, he didn't get to adjust me the day before. And then even this morning, without only getting one adjustment, I was fine. You know, I woke up at 7 a.m. just on the dot, got an hour and a half car ride here, and I felt fine, ready to go.
And then the other thing he said that was interesting that I didn't initially solicit this information, but he said I did a hike with his buddies to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah,
And so tell us what you felt on that hike.
Went and hiked the mountain on the Hollywood sign, and it's not even that I felt completely different. It was at the end of the day, I was like, wow, I really I was living in the moment more, because normally I'm conscious on how I'm feeling a little tired, and then I'm not concentrated, so I'm going to focus on that feeling. Which yesterday, come the end of the day, I was like, wow, the whole time I really just enjoyed life that I guess I haven't felt in a while.
Good. So anyways, everybody responds differently to my adjustments in the beginning. And really, it's all about sleep. So he's sleeping better, and he's not really putting this all together quite yet. Mm-hmm. He is, but he isn't, which is fine. But the thing that he came to me and said, I just feel like I'm living in the moment more. His mind's not wandering as much as it was before. And the reason for that is because he's sleeping better. When you sleep better, you can concentrate better. And this is where I tell you guys anxiety and depression comes from. These are the groundwork for it. And he already knows he's been depressed, and he already knows that he's on that borderline of like, oh my God, life's not worth living. And so we've talked about that. But he's feeling the opposite effects now. He's like, shit, the yellows are more yellow, the reds are more red, right? And the dirt is more dirty.
Even I can tell you, on the way out of here, I don't know, sounds crazy, but I feel like I had a almost better sense of smell after this last adjustment. I walked away and I was like, I don't know what it was, if it was good or bad, I couldn't remember. I was walking through the lobby in the office, I was like, I just noticed it smell more. It was weird.
Yeah. Hopefully our place didn't smell like shit.
No.
But
so it wasn't
it wasn't bad smell. Okay, so and then his vision was better too. We got that on camera before, right? A little clearer.
Yeah.
Called HD. It was a little more HD, right? And so I adjusted you this morning. I haven't even asked you this question. Anything different from this morning's adjustment? Did you feel anything different? You went and had some breakfast. What was it like for this morning's adjustment?
Same thing. Just kind of just more clear. Just kind of focusing on what I'm going to do versus how I'm going to be able to
Good. So there's a little bit of that improvement. So anything else you want to add?
Not really.
Good. Sleep, reading. Any change? We didn't try reading probably in the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
He's a kid. He probably drinks more than he reads. Arms numbness.
None.
Is that different than the last couple of days? Is that a noticeable difference?
I would say they don't always tingle, but I think I feel a little more intact. So.
Perfect. And they talked about constipation. He's not constipated. He goes every day, but he has trouble. It's initiating maybe or whatever.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that. It changed a little bit.
Yeah, because normally it's just like I don't really have the feeling I have to go properly. I kind of all of a sudden off to go because it's been so long. But then I thought I just had like more like steady urge to actually kind of go on its own, so I'm going to force it.
Again, so only one adjustment, and this is the second one. We're going to see the third one. You guys are going to watch it. And we're going to go over his exercise right now. Stand over there, please. Okay, so again, you guys see me do this lots of times, and again, his is pretty bad, so I thought I'd show it to you on camera. The center line, pink line, put your arms down, please. Pink line is the center of mass of the body, and so we want to see where the head is relative to this pink line. You can see it's tilted to one side, right? 21.9 millimeters to the right. Okay, that's a lot of imbalance, and that imbalance is the first leverage point I create in the body. Most chiropractors would focus on these curves in the back here, and those are important, but I call these areas of weakness. The leverage that's created because this bowling ball's off is really where the exponential problem comes from. Does that make a little sense to you? You're starting to feel that with what I do. You also have a little left TMJ problem. See how there's less space here, guys, and more space over here? So the jaw shifts to the left a little bit. But the real huge thing is this massive amount of imbalance, 21.9. Again, these areas of weakness right here, 9-degree curve, 11-degree curve. The interesting thing when I looked at him, this T4 is really the culprit right down in here. So this will probably need to be addressed in the future. T4 is the in-between these two curves, and there's a tremendous amount of pressure there. So I made this a highlight. So when we do get control of his balance, we're going to focus on that also. Any question with this view? Good. Are these the first time you ever seen your x-rays?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years have you been going to a chiropractor?
I'm 19, so about 19.
19 years? Never seen your x-rays?
Nope.
Yeah. We still love you, chiropractor. Okay, so low back, okay? Left leg is shorter than right leg. 5 millimeters, not the hugest thing in the world, but definitely off. A little bit of pelvic rotation, not the hugest thing in the world, but definitely off. 5-degree curve in the low back, not the hugest thing, but definitely off. This arrow right here is the constipation, gas in the system down here. This is all black gas. Again, not the worst I've ever seen, but definitely some issue here. But pretty straightforward, these numbers, but you can definitely see there's some weakness in here. Any questions with that?
No.
Gotcha. Low back, this is the lateral side of the low back. So we take a look here. Again, I'm highlighting the gas in here. Posture's okay, a little bit of hyper extension here in the low back, but for the most part, not too bad, not too much arthritis here. Now, this is where the problem is, the neck. The neck is really messed up. Okay, and I said this in the first video, and the reason I'm showing you guys this is because this is what is spine of a patient who goes to a chiropractor for 19 years, sees a chiropractor for 100 times at least.
I've seen it way over 100.
150 visits, hundreds of visits. Yet his spine goes completely the wrong way, so far the wrong way that we call this like a whiplash presentation. This is awful. So this line is what it's supposed to look like. It goes completely the opposite way. Because it goes so far the wrong way, this atlas up here, which you can see is completely ground away. This is a potato chip here. It's supposed to be straight like this. And I'll show you what it looks like up close. It's not, the whole bottom side is worn away. Okay? And there's supposed to be actually space between the skull and the atlas. This thing is smashed up onto the skull. I mean, it's not a usual presentation. People come in bad. This is awful.
It's not even only not curved, it's almost curving the other way.
It's not just curving the way, it's like ridiculously curving the other way. It's like the opposite. It's a mirror of this one. And so people come in, and I'll show you what a normal one looks like in a few minutes, but a normal one looks like, and one that's bad. This is worse than bad. That's why when I adjust your neck, and you're 19. Again, it's not the 19 pisses me off, because at 19 you shouldn't be this bad. That pisses me off for one. But you've been adjusted 150 times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy part. Nothing has helped. You haven't done anything properly. So the thing I'm really pissed off about, and again, I love chiropractors, but I mean, when you do something that doesn't help, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
This should have been an x-ray a long time ago. This should have been at least an attempt to go, dude, there's a problem here.
Right.
So I'm sorry I'm bringing this to light. I'm sorry about your dad and your friend and all that kind of stuff, but this needs to be brought to light. Not all chiropractic does the right thing. Okay? So this is awful. So all I've done, guys, is see this arrow right here? I focused my attention right here, pushed it forward. He's sleeping better, and he's doing better, and he's pooping better. All that stuff because it's just pushing in the right direction, but he needs a shitload more work. Pooping and shitting. That was a funny. Yeah. Okay, so.
That was so funny.
So anyways, this atlas is being shoved up there. So the brainstem fits right in here. So when this is being torqued that much, there's that much pressure, you feel imbalance. That imbalance causes you to have worse, that feeling of dread and all that kind of stuff. And that's because your brain is being messed with. Okay? And this wear right here, you'll hear that as grinding. You'll hear this as sandpaper, like when you move your neck.
Yeah,
You hear it all day long. Not self-adjusting, but grinding. That's because that bone is grinding up that bone down there. Anyways, any questions about this? Glad you're here?
Yeah, I'm glad I know.
Good. And you're going to take these x-rays back, you'll be able to have them for the rest of your life, but I mean, this is something you need to know.
Yeah.
So when you guys go to chiropractors out there and they don't take x-rays are taken to see what the hell's going on. Maybe sometimes it's not a big deal, but if there's a big deal like this, we need to know this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's nothing. It is an important thing. So, again, I hate to stress this and I hate to make a big deal of it because it is, but it's an important thing. Good. Let's go back and just wash yourself right here, sir. Okay, third adjustment right here, guys. This morning's adjustment wasn't quite as much shifty. Oh, tell him one more thing. Tell him the self-adjusting.
Oh, I've self-adjusted probably 10 times at least a day my whole life. And since the last time I was here, it was 2 days of no adjusting.
And so tell him that you've tried to stop in the past, right?
I've tried to stop in the past. I just had like the raging urge almost. It feels like an addiction that I couldn't break to not do it. And it obviously wasn't natural to not adjust, but I was definitely way more capable than I've ever been of not doing it.
Not doing it. That was after one adjustment. And the reason I have him saying this, guys, is because you guys all say, I can stop self-adjusting or I have to self-adjust. No, you don't. When you get the proper adjustment, it all goes away. And if you could do the right thing on your own, he wouldn't be self-adjusting 10 times a day for his whole life. So one good adjustment changes all that. Right here. Get closer, listen to this stuff. Get almost here. You hear that? You hear that, guys? That's crazy. Yeah. His neck shifts. There's so much instability in his neck. I can't even get the proper adjustment. It shifts. It slides over. It's doing it right now. It's self-adjusting right now. So listen. I haven't even adjusted it. That's just me getting him in a spot, guys. That's the kind of crap that happens when you self-adjust all the time. So, if you're self-adjusting that much and you see that kind of motion and you can't stop, there's a reason you need to get treated. So thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me do the video. One more video. See you guys next time. Hi, Dr. Thayer here with David. This is his third day. It will be his fifth adjustment, right? Fifth adjustment, yes, because we didn't adjust him twice that day. So fifth adjustment. And so I think he's seen some changes. I'm gonna let him turn it over to him. I wish he'd stay more. He has a ton of questions for me that I can't really overly answer yet, and he'll kind of touch on that. But I think he's done pretty good. And why don't you tell us what is these 3 days meant to you?
The biggest thing, I was telling him, aside from relief and symptoms or whatever you want to call it, I've felt not right and not myself for over 2 years now, and through blood tests and brain scans and everything you could think of, actual MRI on my spine, no one was ever able to tell me what the smoking gun was. So even if he hasn't been able to help me at all in relief, at least now I know, and he has helped me, don't get this word twisted, now I know what is wrong with me finally. Like I'm tired of getting told like, oh, you're good, nothing wrong with you, you can go on with your life, just sit up straight. That's all I've pretty much ever been told. Even when I got MRI on my spine, blood tests come back fine, just no one ever told me it was wrong. And that's like the biggest peace of mind. So I don't know that I have some disease or I'm just have no issues and I have a bad life. I know what it is and I can have peace of mind finally.
Isn't that funny? And so I think it's funny that people want to come here for symptom relief, and that's always a great thing, and I'm happy to do the best I can for them. But he has told me this multiple times now, that his thing is that everybody kind of thought he was nuts, or maybe they didn't think he was nuts, he felt that they thought he was nuts. And for to have somebody to actually go, there's your problem. I never realized it was that important to somebody. Yeah. So it's nice of you to tell us. This is nice. I'm sure there's people out there that really like to know what's wrong.
Because I was starting to think it was in my own head, like maybe you're not feeling bad, maybe you're like just overthinking things, maybe this is how you've always felt and just kind of genuinely graduated toward a certain direction. But no, I finally just gotta, that's what's wrong.
Crazy 19-year-old, right? And you're just 19, you must be nuts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, but there is definitely smoking gun. You guys saw it in the x-rays of the day. Very, very, very easy to see, and we've only corrected and moved his spine in the right direction, which has actually given him symptom relief. So tell us the symptom changes you've had, sir.
Yeah, no matter, like I said earlier, no matter how much sleep I got, 2 hours or 12 hours, I woke up the same way, as if I didn't sleep at all. And I don't really wake up and toss and turn, I just wake up tired. But lately, I've gotten that nice, tired, exhausted feeling at the end of the day that I never had. Going to bed at 10:30 every night I've been here in California. I go to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning back in Florida every single time. I'm not even doing anything different. I'm just driving here and hanging out at the house, and I'm going to bed exhausted and waking up pretty refreshed. That just never happens.
Except for his dumb girlfriend's network.
Yeah. Last night, every time I come back, he asks, how do you sleep? And last night, this morning asked me the same question. I'm like, well, you did your part. You got me really tired and ready to go to bed. But then there was some drama back where I was staying. People arguing, keeping me up. But he did his part.
Yeah. He had a little bit Big Brother going on in his house, I think. little documentary going on in there. Do you guys do video too for some shoot?
Yeah.
Some shoot going on. Sounds like some fun drama. Anyways, I can't help that. You can't bring crazy people with you and expect to sleep. So let's talk about some other things. The concentration when you came for, heartburn. Poopsies. Tell us about poopsies.
I was having constipation before I came here, and just kind of seemed like my digestive cycle was always one step behind. If I was eating a bunch or doing whatever one day, then I was going the next or the day after. But now my whole system just feels in sync and one and going the way it should.
Yeah, and so he's oversimplifying. He had a great little story this morning. He says, normally when I eat, I'm going to the bathroom a day later or 2 days later for that meal I had the day before, right? And he said, what's today? He said he had something to eat on the beach yesterday.
It was on the beach, yeah. Once I left, just had a meal on the beach and walked around, checked out Huntington Beach. Come a couple hours later, I had the urge to go, and I went. And so I'm not playing that game of catch up anymore with my digestive system. It's just kind of all going through the way it should.
Yeah, so that's interesting way to put it. I never thought of it that way, but it's nice to be able to be connected. Like again, food in, stuff out.
And that's how I felt mentally, my digestive system, everything. It's like the concentration, the biggest way to put it, you said connected is disconnected. It always felt like I'm one step behind mentally or one step behind digestively. Yeah. But now I'm just really starting to feel, like you said, the line and just all in one.
I love this kid. I'm so glad to help him. And so he's going to see, he promises to come back. I hope he does. Did we read any more? Did you guys read any more stuff? Did you have any change in that? We never really read anything, right?
Not really.
He's 19, doesn't fucking read anything anyways. Okay, so let's get you treated. Anything else you want to share? Sure.
That's it.
Good. I'll be back.
Oh, and we never, still to this day, since I've been here 4 or 5 days, no self-adjusting at all.
Yeah. And so why is that so important, guys? Here. I said this a couple days ago in the last video, is that self-adjusting comes from the amount of pressure you have in your spine. Your body's trying to get better, and he couldn't do it, but he kept trying over and over and over. So since I'm making it better, the need to self-adjust has gone away. So, I mean, that is a complete reversal of how he was doing before. And again, this guy's been adjusted 150 times easy in his lifetime, never had the ability to stop self-adjusting. So again, another home run here. So I'm glad you're feeling good, man. Good. So we get close on this one, just like we did before, because this guy's neck moves like nothing else has ever moved. I want you guys to hear what self-adjusting does to your neck. His neck is so loose. I'm gonna set up on this thing. Kind of listen, guys. You're gonna feel the shift. I'm not adjusting him. All I'm doing is getting set up, and you'll feel the shift. Okay, listen. You guys hear that shift? Now I'm gonna adjust him. Good. You guys listen close on that one. You hear a shift. The bone's actually shifting. It hasn't even adjusted, so it's so out, it just shifts. And he can feel it like clunking. So listen up again, one more time. Here we go. You hear that? That's not even me adjusting him, guys. That is just his body shifting. And so that's how loose the spine becomes when you self-adjust too much. The stabilization of the spine is almost nil in his neck right now. So that's the hardest part about this. And so you guys got to hear that and see what what happens when you do it too much. Okay, but he still can feel better. So I'm gonna get you up and walk you down the hall, and let's see how you do. Hands. Closer. There you go. Good. Stop right there. Now you guys can rewind and see how you walked before, but a lot of things we're teaching him right now is we're teaching him just relaxing his shoulders.
I'm more right now. Take a job more. I haven't really been too lightheaded the whole time I've been here, but right now.
Really? This time was, huh?
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything different, exact same adjustment. Again, these adjustments build on themselves, so sometimes things pop up and change as we adjust. Okay, one more time. Let's walk one more time. Breathe in the nose. And out. Good. A little better on the dizziness?
Yeah.
Still a little dizzy, I know, I can see it. But yeah, is that crazy, right?
Yeah.
Exact same adjustment, by the way. So, thanks for sharing your experience, everybody. Like I said, I hope we have more work to do. Please come back. Anything else you want to say?
No, just, don't think twice on ever coming for help, especially here. That's real, and there's no price or time token on getting healthy and feeling right.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you guys next time.